Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lindsay Sundgren. I am with Elevation. I live out in Colorado. Let's get started. So, welcome everyone to Let's Get Real 2021. This is a two-part goal setting workshop series. Today is obviously the first one, and it's called Reeling in the Realistics. A little bit about myself. So, like I said, I live out in Colorado. I have run the T. Rowe Price Fitness Center for about 6 years now. I started as a fitness specialist and now I'm the manager there. I have a bachelor's in health science from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer and group X instructor. And then with Elevation, I'm a certified nutrition coach. A few fun things about me. I grew up a figure skater. So I spent a lot of time at the rink, a lot of time on the ice. As I got further along into my skating career, I needed to pay for ice time and competition. So I started coaching. Through coaching is kind of how I found my passion for personal training and coaching individuals. And it kind of got me thinking about exercise physiology and working out and making a career out of it. I have hiked over 12 14ers. So if you're not from Colorado, a 14er is a mountain that is 14,000 feet up in the sky. Awesome. When you get to the top, you are looking down on mountains. So you're really high up in the clouds. It's awesome. So I love spending time hiking 14ers and just hiking out in Colorado's beautiful scenery in general. My hobbies include I love to run, I love doing spin, hiking, and then I just had a baby, so I love spending time with my family. I have two puppies, Nala and Moto, so we do lots of camping and outdoors activity. And then a really random fact about me is I love to do laundry. So I love the smell of it, how clean it is, getting something accomplished. Silly, but random fact about me. So just wanted you guys to get to know me a little bit better before we get going here. So an overview of what we're going to talk about today. First thing is, what is your why? Then we're going to briefly talk about SMART goals. We're going to work on creating a main goal for yourself, and then creating 1 to 3 short-term goals and an action plan and any help. And then at the end, I'm going to go over some helpful tips for you. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. You can jot down ideas as we go. All right. So what is your why? So whatever your goal is that you're creating, it should motivate you. The why behind your goal has to be stronger than any of the obstacles and barriers that you're going to face, and you have to want it. So one thing to keep in mind is when you're creating your goal, have your goal be for you. Be a little bit selfish. Don't have it be for your significant other. Maybe don't have it be for your kids, for your colleagues, anything like that, but have it be for you. You're more likely to obtain your goal and accomplish those goals when it's something that you truly want and you're passionate about. So really think about the why behind your goal. So an example of this might be, let's say you have kiddos and you're taking them to the park and you're playing and you're running around, you're doing the monkey bars, that sort of thing with them. And it's fun, but you come home and that night and the next morning, you're sore, you're tired. Maybe when you were running, you were out of breath. And so your goal for 2021 is maybe to get into better shape or start working out more. But your why behind it is that you want to be able to keep up with your kids, maybe even challenge your kids and push your kids. So that is an example of what a why is. So just keep that in mind as you're starting to create your goals for this year. Next, a lot of you, I'm sure, know the acronym SMART for SMART goals, but we're going to touch on it here for just a sec. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-based. So a lot of us at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of great ideas. So maybe in 2021, you want to lose weight, you want to cook more, you want to spend more time outside, and those are all great ideas. However, they are not a goal. So a lot of us just start the year off instead of setting specific goals with good ideas. So we want to try to transition and get you more focused into some SMART goals. So an example is, for a good idea, I will save money this year. Let's turn that more into a SMART goal and have it become, I will save $5,000 by December 1st, 2021. So here we made it more specific. It's now more measurable. It's obtainable. It's relevant to what you wanted your goal to be for the year, and it's time-based. So you have a deadline for yourself, which is really important, of December 1st. So just keep that in mind when we're starting on the next slide to work on our goals. All right, so Even though I'm in the fitness industry, your goal does not have to be exercise-based, nutrition-based. It can be whatever goals you want for this year. So some ideas to brainstorm, it might be a financial goal. It might be a goal for your career. It could be a health goal, nutrition, exercise, mental health. It could be a goal for your family that you have, or it could be a spiritual goal. So lots of different categories to choose from to kind of get your thought process started. So an example is maybe an example goal would be, I want to lose 15 pounds by May 1st, 2021, which would be about a pound a week. So that would be a goal from the health category. Another example of a goal might be, I want to have 2 hours every weeknight spent with just my family, no electronic devices or TV. So that would be a goal more from the family category. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes here to kind of start brainstorming what you have in mind for your goals this year. I would love to hear from you guys. If you want to put it in the comment box, I'm going to open that up. Hopefully we can interact. I won't read any names. It'll be anonymous. If you feel comfortable and you want to unmute yourself and speak, that would be great too. So we're going to take a few minutes and let's start working on those goals. So somebody said they want to practice meditation daily for 8 weeks. That is awesome. I love that one. Find some peace and calm. I love it. Exercise 4 times a week. Limit sweets to only special occasions. That one is great. Easier said than done. So we'll come up with a good action plan for that one. Drink a gallon of water daily. Good. These are awesome, you guys. Lose 14 pounds by May 1st and walk at least 10,000 steps a day. Those two will go great together. Moving and weight loss. All right. You guys have some good goals. I like them. Okay, so looks like everyone's kind of working on those. If you don't have them, keep working. These can always just be brainstorming goals right now, and then you can finalize them after the workshop. So just jot down your ideas at least. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go into short-term goals. So we're going to take some time to brainstorm 2 or 3 short-term goals that you want to achieve while you're working towards your overall goal. So these short-term goals are kind of like stepping stones to reaching your main goal. Even though they're short-term, still make them smart. You're just going to be more likely to achieve them if they're SMART goals. So keep that in mind as you're starting to work on your short-term goals. So I'm going to go through an example here for you guys. So we're going to go back to that main goal. I want to lose 15 pounds by May 1st, approximately 1 pound per week. So when I'm starting to make my short-term goals, I'm thinking, what can I try to do that's going to help me achieve my overall goal? So the first thing that I know will help me lose 15 pounds is exercise. So my first short-term goal is going to be, I will exercise every week for at least 30 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My next short-term goal is going to be, I will cook a homemade healthy dinner with lean protein, vegetables, and a whole grain carbohydrate 4 nights a week. And then finally, I will drink at least 64 ounces of water every day. And that means I'll fill up my 32-ounce Nalgene bottle at least. So these are 3 different short-term goals that if I accomplish them, hopefully that means I am getting much, much closer to obtaining and achieving that main goal. Once again, I'll give you guys a few minutes here to start working on your short-term goals. Try to come up with at least 1 or 2. Even if you can do 3, that's great. But just think about what are some things that you can do short-term that are going to help you achieve your overall goal. I know somebody said something about their goal was to only have sweets on special occasions. So maybe why we're starting to work on short-term goals, think about what those special occasions are going to be, or maybe think about, are you only going to do special occasions like parties, or is it going to be like maybe once a month kind of thing? But just start brainstorming what your short-term goals could be. Okay, someone said that they want to save 10 grand in their emergency account. Awesome. So sounds like one of the short-term goals for meditating. Set aside 30 minutes before bed each night to practice meditation. That is perfect. That's an awesome short-term goal. Good. Walk while watching my 7 p.m. TV show. That is good. Multitasking, I like it. And to watch your favorite show and exercise. To take a multivitamin and fish oil, eat fish 2 times a week, limit soda to once a day. Good. Those are awesome. For the financial, someone's going to set $400 a month away. Avoid using the car if possible, but walk or bike instead. Get in better shape. Good. I like it. Cut back on sugar, salts, and carbs. If your short-term goals are cutting things out, think about what you can replace those with. So if you're cutting cutting out sugar, maybe brainstorm some healthy choices to substitute in. So when you're craving that sugar, you have some good options. So, any kind of fruit, berries, apples, all that sort of thing, maybe have that on hand to help cut that sugar out. Okay, so somebody has a goal of hiking Mount Whitney in August, starting with a no altitude hiking, only 10-mile hike. I need help with goals. So I would see if you can find some other hikes around you that have some elevation gain and set some dates for when you're going to hike them. They don't have to be the distance. I've never hiked Mount Whitney, so I don't know like what the distance is on that one. But try to find some other hikes that have altitude change and plan out when you're going to hike them. So have some specific date. That could be one of your short-term goals, planning them out. Set some times maybe if you want to have it done, your hike done in 10 hours, that sort of thing. Let me know if that helped with that one. I love this. Have tuna Tuesdays and tuna Thursdays to get my omega-3 fats in to help fight bad cholesterol. Yes, nice. I like it. I haven't heard of tuna Tuesdays. I've heard of taco Tuesdays, but tuna Tuesdays, I love it. All right, we're going to keep going here. All right, so next is your action plan. So as you create an action plan, some things to keep in mind is what do you need to do on a monthly basis to accomplish this goal, on a weekly basis and a daily basis. And make sure you're understanding why this goal is important to you. Stay on track and hold yourself accountable. Create a schedule for your goal and commit to your action plan. So those are all things to keep in mind. So let's go back to one of my short-term goals that I had mentioned earlier. For the weight loss goal, I will exercise every week for at least 30 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So my action plan that I created is going to help me achieve this short-term goal. So my action plan is I'm going to schedule workouts on my personal and work calendar to make sure nothing gets in the way of my workout. I will find a written or online class the night before so I know ahead of time what my workout is going to be. And then I'm going to reassess how this goal is going in 4 weeks on February 1st, 2021. One thing I did want to point out is that at the end, I do have that reassessment date. So if you have a goal that's taking multiple months or even it's by the end of 2021, make sure that you do have some reassessment dates, whether it's in your short-term goal or your action plan. Might be easier to do it in your action plan. But just to make sure, you want to check in with yourself. So, make sure that whatever your short-term goals are, that they're working for yourself. So at the end of February, let's say I'm doing measurements and weight and it's not quite where I want it to be for that pound a week. Now is a great opportunity to reassess, change, maybe tweak my short-term goals, and definitely change my action plan so I can start to see progress and results in the way that I want it. So throw some reassessment dates in there if that seems like it would go along with your goals. So do try to create an action plan for every short-term goal. So I'm going to go back to, you guys keep working, but I'm going to go back to one of my short-term goals. It was about making sure I drink 64 ounces of water every day. So my action plan might be, go ahead and make sure I'm drinking 2 Nalgene bottles at least throughout the day. I would probably create a check-in time. So by noon, by lunchtime, make sure I've at least drank one of the Nalgene bottles. And then by dinner, make sure I've drank that second Nalgene bottle. That way I'm holding myself accountable and making sure that, by 5 or 6 at night, I've met my water goal. Okay, somebody is asking if your goal is more aerobic exercise and it's cold and the gyms are cold. Where do you go to find good alternatives for aerobic exercise? You can use the Elevation Station, and we have tons of live classes on that. So that would be a great way to look. We have a calendar, so you should be able to see ahead of time some classes that are available. So I would definitely check out the Elevation portal and station to see if you can find some classes there. Otherwise, you can always, if you have stairs in your house, you can walk the stairs. You can do, there's some workouts online you can look up, Pinterest. I'm not sure what gym you're with, but I feel like if you have a manager or something, maybe reach out to them and they have some PDF workouts that you can use. I have my email in the last slide. So whoever mentioned that one, feel free to email me and I can send you some options for your aerobic workouts. I would love to help you with that. So some helpful tips. Write your goal in places that you'll see every day. So it's so easy to get caught up in day-to-day life with family and work and just the craziness of life. So reminding yourself of what your goal is throughout the day is huge. It helps you to stay on track. It's just a good way to keep it in your mind that, oh yeah, I have to, make sure I'm drinking my water or stay on track with things. So my husband laughs, but I write with an expo marker all over our mirror in the bathroom, goals that I have. That way I see it all the time throughout the day. Put sticky notes in your car, at your desk. I have it in here as well, but put your background on your phone as your goal. You could even put a reminder of your goal in your calendar in your phone so it pops up sometime in the middle of the day to remind you. So just remind yourself of what that goal is and what you're trying to achieve. Take it one day at a time. Okay. So give yourself some grace. If you have a bad day, you're trying to eat healthy and there's one day you just don't, that's okay. We're human. We all make mistakes. Give yourself some grace, move on and start the next day fresh. So just take it one day at a time. It's also gets overwhelming if you're trying to look too far in the future. So take a deep breath, give yourself grace, one day at a time. And then, like I said earlier, make sure that you're setting those specific reassessment dates for your goals so that you can make sure you're on track. And if you're not on track, make sure it doesn't mean you weren't successful if you have to redo some of your goals. That is totally fine. As you're trying to accomplish these goals, maybe your situation changes. Maybe you come up with a better idea on how to maintain or achieve that goal. So make sure that you're okay with changing things up as well.
Lindsay, we do have a question. Someone asked, are all the short-term goals supposed to support the one main goal?
Yeah, you want to try to have them be that stepping stone towards your main goal. So they can have you can have a separate goal in mind for it, but it should, at the end of the day, be helping you get to your main goal. How do you keep your motivation up? That's a good one. So, like I said, having reminders everywhere kind of keeps me on track and keeps me motivated. We're going to talk about this in the next one a little bit too, keeping up with that motivation. So join for that one. But having somebody else who is keeping you accountable, maybe doing it alongside of you, having a buddy, that's going to help with motivation. And then that also comes back to your why. So you just want to make sure that your why is big enough to try to keep you motivated. You're going to have days where you're not as motivated. That's the whole give yourself some grace thing as well. So if you have one day where you're not motivated, it's okay. Like move on, and the next day, try again, try to get back on track. Okay, so really quick homework, everyone's favorite. It's really not that bad, I promise. Try to get to your main set your main goal, get your short-term goals set up and your action plans. And then, like I said, my email address is down here, so feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys soon.